Hi, welcome back to part 2 of the lab today. Now you finished up the part 1 where you used the small beakers here and you had the 3 different colors of ink rise up through the beakers. Now today we're going to test the solvents that you use. We're going to test different solvents to see how well they work as chromatography solvents. So what we've got is you're going to use both of your trays here. You have both of your little trays here that you're going to use. Again, you're going to need your lab book. So you're going to need your lab book right there with that. You're going to need your microplates. You got 2 different microplates that you're going to use for this. Make sure you take care of these and clean these out at the end. You're going to need to clean out the different ones that you use because you're going to need these for a different lab later. So make sure you take care of these. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm only going to use one. But you will need both of them when you actually do the lab. Now you're going to test 3 different kinds of solvents. First is just water, so use some of your distilled water that you had left, some distilled water. You might want to buy a bottle of distilled water at the grocery store. It's, less than $1 for distilled water. Buy a thing of distilled water, that way you can use it throughout the year for different labs. Then you're also going to use alcohol, just like we used in the last lab, and you're going to use some kind of vegetable oil. So you're going to have a vegetable oil that you're going to use for that. Test those 3 different solvents by taking, and the first one you're going to fill with vegetable oil. You're going to use 3 different pipettes, one for water, one for alcohol, one for vegetable oil, so that you're not mixing your solvents. And the first one you're going to fill with vegetable oil. The second one you're going to mix water and alcohol. So you're going to use about half a pipette of water, half a pipette of alcohol in the second one. In the third one, we're going to put just alcohol. In the last one, we're going to put just water. So you've got all of these. Now what you're going to do is you're going to prepare the filter paper again. You're using the filter paper just like you did last lab. You're going to cut each piece in half, so that you've got half a piece of filter paper. Then you're going to put a black dot at the bottom of it, or your black, red, or green, because you're going to test all 3 colors. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to do black. But we're also going to do red and green when you do the experiment. Now, one curious thing, the lab book says use black, red, and green at the top, and then when it gives you your chart to fill it in, it says black, red, and blue. Anyway, use green. If you don't have green, you can use blue. It's not a big deal. So, you're going to bend the bottom of them just enough so that you can fit it inside of the well. Because you want to fit it inside the well. And then label it with a pencil, like this one says vegetable oil on it. That way you know this one has vegetable oil as its solvent. I've got one for water and alcohol, one for just straight alcohol, and then I've got one for just water. They're all bent, they all have their dot on them, so they all go inside the microplate. Just like that, inside the little well. Now you will also need a plastic bag, because we're going to take and we're going to set this whole thing inside a plastic bag to keep it all together, keep the solvent from evaporating too much once we actually put them in there. So that's your whole setup. You're going to do this setup with all 4 solvents for black, for red, and for green, which is why you're going to need both plates when you're actually doing the experiment. Alright, let's we've got it all set up here. What we're going to do is we're going to cut for a second, and then we're going to go to close-up so you can see what happens as it begins to move. So, cut into close-up now. I'm ready, Mr. DeMille. So now you've seen everything you need to do the lab. Got your lab guide, go through it, make sure you're doing the lab for all three colors, the red, the black, and the green. Make sure you're doing all three colors. Make sure you print out your lab reports. Your lab report is in the doc sharing section of your chemistry class. So you look in the doc sharing section, you'll find your lab report. Then fill out your lab report, get it turned into me, and get your grade. So you can do it. Get a good grade for this. It should be a fairly easy grade to do. Just do the lab, get your grade, keep that A going up. Alright, thank you very much guys, and see you later.